Chalo. Chapter number 8, which we started yesterday, but we did not start from the beginning. We need to do it now. How many of you remember there was something called ABC analysis in inventory management? No, not activity based costing.
Yes, sir. Based on the value of the inventory,
We rank the inventory based on
value.
value only. Value is one. Is value the only basis for ranking in ABC? You consider weightage of quantity and weightage of value, and if you get a combination where say 70% of value is coming from 20% items, you categorize them as A. Remember, something like this. Category C will be those which are occupying majority space in the godown, 70% quantity, but less in terms of value. That is derived from Pareto analysis. Yeah. This man is an Italian guy. He, in his research, identified 80% of Italian land is owned by 20% people. From that, he started extending. He then went on to study the same thing in Europe. Entire Europe, he realized 80 to 90% of wealth of Europe is with 10 to 12% of people. Then he applied that to the business. Then he realized 100 customer rejections, out of that 80 rejections are because of one problem, two problems, three problems. Then his theory became famously known as 80-20 theory. Yeah, that is what is to be studied now. Who else does it in India? You will get to know once we start studying Pareto analysis. Come to this chapter 8, cost control, cost reduction and target costing. First one is cost control. Under cost control, Pareto analysis is one important concept. What is cost control? Read. Cost control implies regulation of the cost of operation through the action of executive. It involves, underline, setting up the targets for managers who are responsible for cost centers and, underline, comparing their performance against such targets. Therefore, cost control involves continuous comparison, underline, comparison of actual with standard or budget. Target used for the purpose of cost control can be either external or internal. You can have a benchmark based on other companies, other branches performances, or can be internal, your own performance of last year. The prevailing techniques when target is established in-house include standard costing and budgetary control. So in cost control, understand the chapter name, cost control, cost reduction. These are two different things. In cost control, what I do, I first set a standard or a target or benchmark. I then give the work to my employees. Example, this furniture is to be polished. Based on my past experience, I am running this business say from last 10 years. Based on my past experience, I know polishing this kind of furniture will take 5 hours. So a new employee has been hired today. I will call him and say, look, 5 hours is the time for you to polish this furniture. Now, how do I measure his performance? As long as he is taking less than 5 hours, that means my cost is assumed to be under control. Understand, this is not reducing cost. I am not telling him try to complete the work as early as possible. I am saying, look, within 5 hours you have to complete. That means cost control ends when things are under standard. As long as we are not exceeding the standard time. Same way, raw material. To polish this furniture, you have to take 1 can of polish. If you take 1.1 can, I'll ask you, why did you exceed the standard? That means controlling is ensuring that we don't cross the standard. We don't question standard here. Observe. I said 5 hours are needed. On what basis I can say 5 hours are needed? My experience. I know the technicalities of polishing. Correct? Based on that, I have told him that look, this should be done within 5 hours. Cost reduction will question even this 5 hours. We are yet to discuss that in the topic we will. Cost reduction doesn't believe anything is standard. I will call him and say, look, brother, you have to polish this. Do with the best possible time. If you can do it in 4 hours 10 minutes, tomorrow I will ask, do the same work, try to do it in much less time. I won't tell him yesterday's 4 hours 10 minutes is your standard. That means there is no end to cost reduction. able to follow. In cost control, I told him, you have to take 5 hours. As long as you're within 5 hours, I won't even question you. If you exceed 5 hours, I'll ask you why. That means in cost control, you have underlined there is a continuous comparison between standard and actual, or budget and actual. What do we do in standard costing? Same thing. Standards are set, actuals are calculated, standards are compared with actuals, variances are analyzed. That means all of that is related to what? Cost control. We cannot solve even one sum in standard costing without having a standard. Everything starts with SQ, SH, or budget, BH, BQ. Everything is based on something already set. Compare that with actual performance and then see whether we are good or bad. Cost reduction doesn't believe in anything called standard. You polish in the best possible speed. You have a new technique, try. I will not tell you 5 hours. That number is not even discussed. Can you do it in 3 hours 9 minutes? Fantastic. Tomorrow try to do it faster. 3 hours 8 seconds also I'm happy. That means cost reduction has no visible end. Cost control has a visible end. Why? 5 hours is the end. As long as you are doing in 4.9, 4.8, 4.7, exactly 5, 4.6, totally fine. I will never come and question your performance. I know you're performing well. That means cost control has a limited scope. It wants to ensure that people are working within a standard, within a boundary. If someone comes and says, sir, don't set 5 hours as the standard, give me 10 days time. I will try 25 new techniques that are in my mind. I may take 6-7 hours, but allow me 10-15 days, you give me time. Cost control doesn't accept this. Cost reduction accepts this. They say you do anything today, trial, error, fail, defect, rejection, everything is okay. You may waste some polish, I am fine. Do you want to try painting in both hands at the same time? Give a try. Cost control says 5 hours time. You are doing within 5 hours in single hand. Why do you want to try with 2 hands? Able to understand? Cost reduction allows you to try new things, allows you to experiment, allows you to do trial and error, allows management should allow them to come with new techniques, new ideas. You may watch something on YouTube, you may have learned some Six Sigma technique you want to bring in here. As long as it is within 5 hours in cost control, I am not bothered. But in cost reduction, every day I encourage you to try something new because I need a permanent change. In cost control, as long as it is within 5, I am happy. That means cost control is much narrow in terms of long-term results. But it is easy to measure. How is it easy to measure? I told you 5 hours and I checked your job worksheet. Entire month, you have done so many polish, not even once you have crossed 5. Fantastic. Over. Easy to measure. But in cost reduction, you have done 25 trials, 24 fail. One successful. But that successful idea you tried, third, fourth time, again you failed. That means I can't measure your performance easily because you're trying something. But I know out of 25, even if one idea clicks, in long term, I can save a lot of money. It is difficult to measure. We are first discussing cost control. One important tool used in cost control is Pareto analysis. Read. The key feature of any strategy is achieving the objective with a scarce set of resource. Hence, in all circumstances, it is important to prioritize the application of resource to those causes which has higher significance. It is easier said than done. Answer rests in Pareto principle, which was developed by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. We can at least read these names than the Japanese. He noticed a great inequality in the distribution of wealth. So he did not start with defects or standard quantity, standard kg, standard hours. He started with distribution of wealth. He said approximately 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. This phenomena gained popularity as 80-20 rule. Continue. Later, Mr. Juran, another management consultant, coined the concept of Pareto analysis as application tool and Pareto chart as a presentation using graph in the context of underlying quality control and improvement. Juran suggested the bulk of quality problems are due to few of possible sources. Underline this most important sentence. Bulk of the problems are because of few of possible sources. Pareto's 80-20 rule simply states that, underline this, 80% of the result come from 20% of effort, while remaining 20% of results are achieved by 80% of the efforts. Now this is known as 80-20 rule for this reason. I don't know how many of you believe in these things. There is always this question in science that the original inventor was someone else, but it is now named in someone else. There is always this in physics, lot of formulas, lot of inventions you have. Someone else invented it, someone else later claimed it. This guy, the Wilfredo Pareto did this analysis in 1906. Almost 40 years later, this man used Pareto analysis and applied it as a quality control technique. But Juran did not change the name. You know why I am saying this? In physics, in electronics, lot of inventions, there is this complaint. Someone else invented 40-50 years ago. Later, someone else made it famous, so it became his name. It is called by his name. We must appreciate Mr. Juran. That's why I am saying this. He did not change the name. Honest guy. He still continued the same name. 40 years later, when he was trying to solve a company's problem, he was a management consultant. Observe, Pareto was not a management consultant. Why are we studying him in costing? He is not a management consultant. He was an economist. He realized that a land belongs to people. His discussion was nowhere connected to costing. This guy was trying to solve some problem. He referred to Pareto theory, which was famous by then. 40 years later, he realized Pareto analysis can be used here also. Which means if you want to solve 80% of your customer complaints, then you need to find out those 20% of the problems in your organization which is causing these 80% problems. For example, I received 100 rejections from customers. Now, as per Pareto analysis, you have to identify why this is rejected. Write the reason. And then find out, do you have say 65 rejections for one reason, another 10 rejections for another reason, another 5 for another reason? That means 3 reasons are contributing to 80% rejection. Balance 7 or 8 rejections may contribute only 20% rejection. Now focus on those 3 problems. 80% of your total problems are sorted. That's how 80-20 rule is applied in cost control. Now too many rejections, you will have to do the rectification or deliver free product, that is increasing your cost. Now where is the root cause? Customers are rejecting. Why? Because there is a quality problem. Find out. Use Pareto analysis. Sir, in India, who else is doing this? Income tax department is doing this 80-20 rule. How? Tell me how many Indians file income tax returns? About 3 to 4 crore, maybe 5 crore on a higher side. Only 1 crore 46 lakh people declared their income above 5 lakh rupees last year. 1 crore 46 lakh above 5 lakh is taxable. Below that you live. Most of it is non-revenue generating to government. 1 crore 46 lakh people above 5 lakh income. Out of that, more than 1 crore is within 5 to 10 lakh. Okay, which is making just 46 lakh people declaring the income above 10 lakh rupees. In that, around only 8,000 people have declared an annual income of more than 10 crore. 8,000 or 8,600 and all, roughly. Now you know, out of 8,000, you yourself may be knowing some 10 or 12 people in your office. Now understand, if income tax department wants to send notice, your entire database itself is 4.5-5 crore people. In that, up to 5 lakh is almost 3 crore because balance 1.46 is that side. Even if you send notice to all of this, how much tax revenue you can collect? Somebody filing 2 lakh rupee, 3 lakh rupee, 1 lakh rupee. Okay, how much can be hidden income? If declared is 3 lakh, hidden can be say another 3 more lakh, which is 100% of shown. On that also, how much tax you can collect? That will still come below 5 lakh. 2.5 plus 2.5, or okay, even if it crosses the first slab, how much is your effort to collect tax is more costly than the tax that you collect. Like traffic police, you pay 40,000 salary, fine collected by him is 39,000. What is the use? Same like income tax officer. You allot income tax officer, you pay him salary, all the assessments that he does, notices he sends, he is giving income tax is income to the government. That means tell me where will they focus? They will focus on these 8,000 people first. Because even one big fish you catch, you can take so much of tax collection, tax revenue from them. Because their hidden incomes are also big. When declared income itself is more than 10 crore, hidden income is also more. Why will they hide 20 lakh? They also have a level now. Hide also big hide. Hide big. Those who are earning 2 lakh, they will hide 2 lakh. Those who are earning 10 crore will hide 10 crore. Simple. That means you need to catch big fish. Now to catch that, you should first do Pareto analysis. Find out. For India, 80-20 is also a wrong number. It is 98 and 2. 98% tax is coming from 2% of population. 2 is also big according to 2% within tax paying population of 5 crore, which is so less. Imagine if 6,000, 8,000 people are paying or disclosing more than 10 crore, then you just have to send notices only to them. Set an automatic system like this. This should not happen the same. All those who declare income above 10 crore by default send a notice. In that, even if you are successful with 5%, you will collect so much of taxes. Instead of sending notices to these people, 3,10,000 income, in that one FD interest is not, no, you get all these kind of notices. Even if you add FD interest, what will happen? Still below 5 lakh. Correct? Even if it is above 5 lakh, they will then show some LIC, this, that investment. There is no use of chasing these guys. Don't chase these guys. Pareto analysis is used by income tax department also. That's why you will never see rates happening in 5 lakh to 10 lakh slab people. In your clients also, you see notices when they come, you go to their income tax return, you will get to know why did they select this IT return. You will get to know by looking at the numbers. You have handled at least some of the assessment notices, etc., etc. How many of your clients who declare 3 lakh income have received a notice? Even if they receive a notice, revised return you file, how much extra do you disclose? Will you disclose 2 crore now, with earlier being 3 lakh? So they know this. They won't send. They are doing Pareto analysis. It is not even 80-20. Here I told you. This is there in the whole world, not just Italy, not just Europe, everywhere. Even if you add GST to this, GST is at least paid by everyone. There is some better net, more people are covered in GST. Whether you are at 10 crore slab or 5 lakh slab, both of you will go and buy rinse soap, both of you pay same GST. That is why government may someday abolish income tax but never GST. Understand this? Because it will bring all of them on an equal platform. It is consumption based tax. I can hide my income, but I can't hide my consumption. I'm hungry, I need to eat. When I go to hotel, I pay GST. Because GST payment is not in my hands. It is a responsibility of a hotel guy. Indirect tax. For him, it is risky to sell without an invoice. So he will definitely collect. So if at all, if someday government wants to remove taxes, they will first take away income tax. Because they know they're not collecting much. No wonder it happens well and good. No wonder if government comes with some rule saying only 10 lakh above people going forward you file income tax return, we are done with this 5 to 10 lakh slab also. Because 5 to 10 lakh they're not making good money. Don't say sir so many people. How many? So many is also just 1 crore people. Correct? Total 3 to 4 crore individuals filing. I'm not talking about companies, individuals I'm saying. 4 to 5 crore people file income tax return. In that 1.46 crore is above 5 lakh. In that 1 crore is 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Now government will see that as 1 crore votes, which is a very big number. Understanding what I'm saying? Votes, because most of these are above 18. Now you know. And you're not bothered more than 10 crore people. If they come or they don't come, you will anyway win. Because up to 5 lakh is your majority voting population. And even doing all this circus, you will only cover 4 to 5 crore. You are not impact. See, petrol, diesel, when the rates are changed, it will impact entire population. So they are very worried. That's why news also so much around petrol, diesel. because it will impact everyone. Whether I am at 10 crore slab or nil income, I only have bike, nothing else in my life. Then also I'll be affected by petrol, correct? But if you change the income tax return for higher slab, guys, I am not even bothered. I means 1 crore, sorry, 120 crore plus population is not at all worried. Only 4.5, 5 crore is worried. In that also, only 8,000 people are worried about 10 crore. And that is only 8,000 votes. And most of them will not vote also. Correct? Reality. Which means government can always, that is why luxury goods are taxed so high. Because they know if you have money to buy 1 crore car, another 2 lakh extra tax, you won't worry. But on salt, they can't add GST because they know. Cylinder, they can't increase. Petrol, they can't increase because you know public sentiment is against you. So government does Pareto analysis.
They increase and decrease. Before elections, they decrease.
Yeah. So Pareto analysis is done by everyone in different ways. Income tax department, GST department can be one good example. Here you have 5 other examples other than the income tax department I told you. 20% of customers generate 80% of the revenue. I'll just give you one example. I think 2 years back, India's GST collection was around 15 lakh crore per annum annually. Alone, Reliance Industries Limited annual GST payment was more than 1 lakh crore. Which means entire country's 1 month average GST is only by Reliance. Just divide by 12, roughly it is coming to 1 point something. That means out of 12 months GST, 1 month GST is taken care by Reliance. All other companies will share the balance 11 months. Which means now you tell me you have to send a GST invoice, GST notice, first send it to Reliance. Because you know there is so much, 1 out of 15 lakh is more than 8-9% of your revenue is coming from one single company. Top, that is what is your Nifty 50, top 50 companies, you catch their one error in the billing enough. You don't have to capture small dealers for GST. That's why they will never send notices to small dealers. Tell me, all the shops, small shops where I go, I buy a biscuit that is inclusive of GST. Now, do you think that guy is really filing GST return? Ideally, he should if you go by his turnover. They don't also. Even if government sends a notice, how much will they get? 5-10,000 per month. If he starts filing, then he will hide the sale itself. Cash sales outside the books, no invoice maintained. Government is not worried because they know even after giving all time and energy, you will not get good GST collection. So they won't spend time there. Look at this, 20% suppliers furnish 80% value, 20% products generate 80% cost, 20% products generate 80% of the profits, 20% quality defects are leading to 80% of customer rejections. That means this logic can be applied in so many places. The management can use Pareto analysis in different circumstances to focus on a key area as a control mechanism. Pareto analysis is really useful in defining underlying top priorities. Pareto analysis ranks the cause in descending order, basically topmost to bottommost of value index, that is effect. Hence, it will help to identify the payoff. It's obvious that focus is on the items at the top of the list because these have higher probability of payoff. So if you fix those top 3-4 problems, your 80% of the rejections will go out. We will solve the problem after a break. Settle down. Somebody had to come. To here. Somebody to come. Fast, fast. Good to start. Question number 1 in this topic. This is related to Pareto analysis. The following information is given about the type of defects during a production period and the frequency of their occurrence in a spectacle manufacturing company. Defect, number of instances, end frame, non-uniform grinding, power, scratch, spots, rough edge frame, so on. Basically, they have given, it can even be simply ABCD. Okay, type of defect and number of instances are given here. Prepare a frequency table to construct Pareto chart for the defect type. Also identify key areas of focus and highlight them in graph 2. Now graph, here they won't give you graph sheet. Okay, you will have to just put the points as 0, 20, 40, 60 or 0, 10, 20, 30 and so on. Here don't go with 10, 20, 30 because there is one number which is 110. That means you will have to go 11 lines above. So if you keep it as 20, it will be 5 and sixth one is 120 because your tallest column bar chart, if you can recall, is 110. That is more than enough. Before we do the graph, we have to first do the frequency table and identify the key issues. How to do? As I discussed just now before the break, here it is. Pareto analysis ranks the causes in descending order. That means you have to start from the highest to the lowest and then do individual divided by total into 100. You will get to know percentage. That's how you assign the weightage. That is, I will basically have to do the total of all of this and then 110 divided by that total. Same way next 70 by that total, 60 by that total and so on. When I do that, I'll get percentages, say something like this, 40%, 30%, 20%. Now you know top 2 or 3 may contribute to 80 or 90% of your rejects. That means your focus should be on fixing those 2 or 3. That's all the Pareto analysis is. We have to put the same even in graph. So graph will also look like this, from the topmost priority item to bottommost priority item. That means the focus will be on first or second bar chart only, first or second line. Clear? So basically you will have to prepare a table like this. Don't copy now. Give me a minute. Defect name, instances, and then percentage. That is weight. So here start in the descending order, starting from 110, 70, 60 and so on. And then you will do the total here. Correct? And then individual number is divided by total into 100. You get the percentages. The total of the percentage should be equal to 100. This is a basic table we need to do. Can we start? Chalo. Write down heading Pareto analysis. Question 1. Pareto analysis. For this, correct. Some of you have kept one page in this topic. That is for this. Pareto analysis frequency table. The answer to this is one table and one graph. That's it. Start. Make 3 columns. Defect type, then instances, then weight, that is based on percentage. Start one by one. You can list out all of that. It should be in descending order. Start with scratches on surface, 110. Second is 70, rough edges. non-uniform grinding 60, and so on. You write everything. 11 70, sorry, 110 70 60, then is 25 20 10 and 5, correct? I don't know how this first item in the table is even possible. End frame not equidistant from the center. How can somebody wear such a spectacle? So from the middle, this is more, this is less. How can any face be that structured? How did they buy without even trying it once? Scratching and other things I can understand.
Sir, actually, they try one frame, then it comes from the warehouse.
When you order online.
No, not online. When you go to the specs,
But has it happened something like this, end frame not equidistant with you? Other things we can understand. Grinding of lens, power mismatch. This is possible. Anyway, but I don't think this is that easy. Huh. Okay. Anyone has a total of all? 300. Just do individual by total into 100. You get the percentage. 36.6. That's okay. One digit after decimal. Second one. 0.3, 20, 8.3, 6.6, 3.2, 3.3. 1 second. 3.3, 1.6. That's all. Approximately 100 may not match because of rounding off. So, done. We have been pricing Japanese technology a lot in the previous topic. Once Indians with, you know what they say, Jugaad, you know, Jugaad. With Indians Jugaad, we solved one customer complaint problem. I don't know whether it's a joke or a reality. I've read it on internet that it's a reality. One soap company had the complaint that the soap is not there in the box. Only box is getting sold. Now Japanese had to do research to find out the problem. What Indians did, fixed one fan there. If there is no soap, it will fly away. At the time of packing, you keep a fan there. If there is no soap, it will fly. So you know there is no soap inside. Simple. So sometimes Jugaad is more than lean system and innovation. I don't know. Again, I read that it is done, but when you read it as a WhatsApp forward, difficult to believe, sounds like a joke also. Maybe true also, I don't know. In fact, one refrigerator company did this. This is not a jugaad, this is a serious discussion. Okay, jugaad part is over. India had a problem when refrigerators came. The problem was not with refrigerator. These guys, these things are very important for case study understand. These are all real stories. You can read about it on internet. For refrigerator to function well, tell me power supply is the crucial part. If power supply is getting disturbed, refrigerator will not keep the item in eatable condition the next day. Whole night, if you have 5 times power issue, you can't have the food the next morning. It won't be in eatable condition. The temperature is the most important. Rural India did not buy refrigerator at all for many years, even after cities having bought refrigerators and used it very well. It was more of a city-centric product for many, many years in India. Why? Power failure in villages, which was not a problem in cities, even from much before. Company identified it. Now, how do you fix the problem? A fridge company cannot fix the power failure problem because power is supplied by government. You can't tell them, please do this because our fridge is not getting sold. They say that is a small problem. Power is not getting supplied. There are many other problems. So government won't fix this problem. So what they did a market survey in all villages. Why market survey is so important in target costing? Your target customers are villages. Refrigerator sales in village is your target. You ask them, why are you not buying refrigerator? They said there is power supply problem. Okay. If power supply is not a problem, for what purpose do you want to use refrigerator? They said we just want a facility where food is eatable even the next morning. We don't want to keep it for weeks together. Unlike in cities, in villages, they won't buy vegetables for a week. They buy on daily basis. Most of that is very nearly available. Unlike us, there they have some time to buy whenever they want fresh vegetables. They buy just in time. They do. So they said we don't want, like in cities, to buy something and store it for weeks together. Our requirement is at least overnight we should be able to preserve the product, preserve the eatable item. Now, if that is the requirement, you don't need high power based compressor in the refrigerator. They could remove, the fridge company could remove an important part of the fridge, and they came with another cooling system wherein the cooling system has a battery which will get charged when there is a power supply. When power supply is disturbed, that battery can help the other part to work, and that is enough to keep it for 12 hours. With this one small change, their cost came down by almost 30% because the part that they replaced with is the major part, which ensures that the temperature is under control. Now you just have to keep the temperature under control for 12 hours. You don't have to keep it for longer duration. Now for 12 hours, in that there is a power supply of 6 to 7 hours. The problem is another 5 hours. And during the day, there is anyway power supply. And when there is a power supply, the small battery inside the fridge will get charged, and that will supply the power to the other equipment which will maintain the temperature. This one technique helped that company to capture entire village market. Entire rural India purchased only that one refrigerator. I think it is LG. I will check and get back to you. Mostly it is LG. I'm little confused whether it is LG or oh, the Philips. Don't think it is Philips. I guess it is LG. I'll confirm it. All that they did is identified what customers want. You can't use this in city. Two reasons. There is no so much of power issue. Number one. Number okay. It within number one issue. Even if there is lot of city people have power backup facilities. There is UPS and other things. So power is not an issue. Number one. Number two. You can't have that smaller device with a rechargeable battery inside the fridge, because here people want to keep items for more than 12 hours. Once you cook, 3 days they want to eat in cities. Once you buy vegetables, 7 days they want to keep. Once you buy an ice for ice cream, 2 months you want to eat that itself in bits and pieces. Now you buy family pack, it is there. Some people even forget there is ice cream inside the fridge. For many, this is not the case in villages. So they understood why market survey is so important. Is unless you understand what your customer wants, you keep producing what you are good at, and they will never buy because your product and their expectations are not matching. Any target costing, any cost control, anything you want to do, first understand what your customer wants. Cafe coffee days, they invested so much in highways. There are two cafe coffee days, one in the highway, one inside the city. Inside the city, you see their locations. The business was very successful in the city. Now, cafe coffee day in highway wasn't successful because people who go all the way, they'll be hungry. They want a dhaba there, not cafe coffee day. So they want to eat more. Cafe coffee day was not serving food majority, mainly was about drinks. Now, why will somebody stop in a national highway to have a cappuccino there? I'll rather have a lassi. I'm tired. I'm driving a national highway from hours together. So in highway, cafe coffee day could not sustain well because people did not stop. Buses won't stop near cafe coffee day, overnight buses. They will stop near a dhaba. Then cafe coffee day realized, look, my customers in cities, in good location, they are ready to pay high for coffee, but they won't come all the way to Bangalore Tumkur highway to have a coffee. There was a craze of this also many years back. People would go weekend for what? Coffee day. Where? Tumkur. Those who don't know Tumkur, it's weekend journey. Go, take your car outside, go have coffee and come. And then they realize this is not happening well. Correct? How many will do this frequently? Correct? Your target is those who are traveling in this in that. That's why you see dhabas are super successful in highways. Why can't a dhaba kind of setup be successful in Jayanagar third block? There are nowadays few. Uh, But the menu in the city, menu in the highway can't be same. But cafe coffee they can't change the menu. They have a standardized, procurement. Their same product, same menu, same price, everything. That wasn't successful. The same item which was successful was not successful. Even today, a new ice cream brand cannot go to some cities. They will never be successful because local brands are so strong. You cannot have even international number one Pepsi Cola. You can't sell there because they won't drink. They have their own drink there. That unless you understand what customer wants, none of your techniques will be helpful. So they may even ask a question like this: why market research is so important in decision making? That is the root. If you don't know why fridge is needed in rural place, why people are not coming to coffee day in highway, unless you understand that, you can't take any decision from your side. You can't sell what you can produce. You can only sell what they want. Understand this. If you get this sentence, then you'll understand why market research is so important. Here, if customers are rejecting because of scratches on the surface, leave everything else. Fix this problem first. Even if you get now, Lenskart is another example. What Geo did, what Tata Docomo did, Lenskart did to the same industry. They came with offers nobody could believe. Buy one get one with such less price. Nobody believed that this industry can be so lucrative also. Now 110 out of 100, sorry, 300, 36%, that means one third of your customers are unhappy only for one reason, scratch. And if you just add these first three numbers, can you just add 36 plus 23 plus 20? 80%. And that is coming from how many? Just top three. That means all that you want to focus is scratches, rough edges, and non-uniform grinding of lenses. If these three, that means anything you want to do from tomorrow, lean system, TQM, just anything you want to do, first do it on these three. Forget that 5 spots or stains on lenses, 5 out of 300, which is just 1% of the customers unhappy also, no problem. You have better problems to solve. It goes in the order of priority. Now, read the question. They asked you prepare a frequency table to construct Pareto chart. Also identify key areas. You need to write the comment now. Start. Comment. From the above table. From the above table, it can be noticed that about 80% of complaints / rejections are due to only three variety of defects. That is, you write all the three: scratches, second, rough edges, third, non-uniform grinding. Done. Then read the question. Also identify key areas of focus and highlight them in the graph. You just have to draw a graph now. Everybody start. Graphical presentation of Pareto analysis.
So that do we have to explain that?
No, not necessary. Because the same table, the explanation will be same. So let it start from 0. The highest number I have is 110. So I can start with 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Here, totally you have, I think, 7 issues. Correct? Now in the table, you have already marked it as 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You may not have enough space here in the graph. So basically, I have to write this. Tell me, first one is scratches, that is 110. So draw like this, 110. And here itself, what is the percentage weightage? That also. Here, something like this. This is percentage weightage. This is weightage of incidence. Even this will be in descending order itself. Correct? If you have space here, you can write scratches. See whether you have space. If not, you just mark it as 1, 2, 3, 4. That's also enough. What is in black is number of instances. What is in red is percentage weightage. Same way, take the second one. Rough edges 70. And weightage is 23%. Rough edge. Like this, all 7. I will wait, you know what to do. Done. Obviously, descending order. So you know it will be in a particular direction. You just have to present this to the management. More than graph, a pie chart would give better understanding of this in a circle, if you remember. Yeah. That tells you where do you have the majority chunk. That is more sensible than this. This will only list everything in top to bottom order. End of the answer. Here they have just asked you to draw it on the graph. If you know the table, just put it in the graphical format. That's about the Pareto analysis. Hope all of you are done. Now in the next page you have application of Pareto analysis. Where are we going to use this? Number one, pricing of the product. Tell me if for say Reliance Digital, okay, let's take an example. All of you have seen Chroma, at least have you seen Reliance Digital Chroma? Now tell me, they are selling items from headphone of say 200 300 rupee up to costliest possible TV, say 1 lakh 2 lakh 3 lakh 5 lakh priced also. Now if they do Pareto analysis, what is the understanding that they get? Majority revenue, whether it is coming from TV or fridge or AC or mixie or grinder or headphone or mobile, every computer, laptop, everything. This will help them to come up with new pricing offers if they know that majority of people who are coming to Reliance Digital are people who want TV only. That is, if 80% of the revenue is coming from TV, which is 20% of their quantity, then they will focus more on number one, keeping the TV customers with them, and they will also focus on the balance where 80% of the Reliance Digital has other items but people are not buying it. They will investigate why that is happening, and then they will come up with new pricing offer for the top 20% items giving you 80% revenue. So when you want to give discount, now you know my 80% revenue is coming from 20% TV customers. That means TV customers are like my important customers. So if you give 1% discount, that may not go up from 80 to 85 because it has already reached such high level. But why other products are not getting sold? Why no one is buying my washing machine? You will start thinking of giving discounts there. And you know TV customers are anyway coming. Ensure that you retain them. Don't shift the focus. Ensure you retain them. Maybe you're buying the best quality TVs. Don't change your supplier. Maybe you are giving better after sales warranty and installation and other things. Don't change that because you want to ensure that TV customers are with you. But also investigate why refrigerator, AC, mixer, grinder, 100 other things that you have, why mobile phones are not getting sold. So you want to come up with some discount offers, you should know where giving discount will help me. Maybe you can start selling one TV. If you purchase, you will get something else as free. That something else as free will be one among these 80% items which are not giving you revenue. Now because of this, TV sale may further go up because if you're giving mobile phone free, or you can come up with some lucky draw offers, or some one single day first 100 customers will get some additional discounts. All of this is based on they know if you're coming, what for are you coming, which are the products, and there when they have to fix the price, they'll be extremely careful. Think of it, Big Bazaar. Now Big Bazaar has vegetables, they have say garments, they have FMCG items, they also have electronic items. Now electronic items may be just one floor. These vegetables, FMCG items, garments might have consumed their 4 floors. These 4 floors together may give 35% in terms of revenue. But that one floor, which is say 25% of area occupied by electronic items, may be giving them 70% revenue. Because in the place you keep one TV, how much vegetable can you keep? And the TV can be sold at 40,000 rupee. In that, can you keep 40,000 worth vegetables? No, may not be even 400 rupee worth vegetable. That means your Big Bazaar is full of category C items. In inventory management, we studied A, B, C. A category is this high priority in Pareto analysis. Your Big Bazaar first full, normally the ground floor, the entry level floor is all vegetables. You might have noticed. In Big Bazaar, I'm saying. Have you noticed? Majority of the entry level is all vegetables. Now that entire vegetable floor is just giving them 5% revenue. The top floor, which is electronic items, might be giving 8 times revenue of this floor. 80-20 analysis. So now they know if you want to keep some discount offers, or say for an example, where should you keep more CCTVs in Big Bazaar? In the vegetable floor or in the electronic item floor? Because you know that is 80. This is not 80. Vegetable is 80 in terms of quantity. Correct? You will keep it in electronics, the CCTV cameras, You will have more customer service guys there. In vegetable, why do you need? Even if someone takes, what is the biggest loss? Maximum loss. How much can someone steal in Big Bazaar? Okay, he may eat. How much can he eat? 500 worth. He may take and run away. How much he can? Imagine one laptop lost. Correct? Same theft incident. One laptop, one mobile is one laptop is worth 40, 50,000. There, if you don't have enough CCTV cameras, the risk of loss is more. Even in vegetable, you have risk of loss. But what is the weightage? You don't need CCTV cameras. How much they can eat? Let them eat. Because maximum loss is restricted to 300, 500. Okay, I'll give you an offer. You go to Big Bazaar, vegetable floor, CCTV camera is off. You have 30 minutes. Tell me what is the maximum loss you can cause in vegetable floor? Tell me your answer. How much you can eat? Sorry? We won't eat only. Why? Your pocket is bigger than mouth. How much you can fill? Understand? But same offer given to you in electronic floor, now you know you can cost them 5 lakh rupee easily. You don't even need 30 minutes. Correct? What will you eat? Costly now. Dry fruits, chocolates. Correct? Even if you do that for half an hour, if you eat dry fruits and chocolates, what is the maximum loss? How much of dry fruits you can eat in half an hour, even if it is free? Understand? Big Bazaar knows this. Now, can you tell me the possibility of theft in Big Bazaar is always there? Even after having CCTV camera, there is a chance. Correct? All of us have one or the other such experiences where some of our friends, or maybe you only, took something from Big Bazaar without getting it billed, and then you blamed your innocence. No, no, guilty, sir, innocence. I did not know. I took one handkerchief, then I forgot that I purchased it. I kept it in my pocket, started washing my hands. It just came out also, sir. Even there was no barcode on. Tell me, is there a barcode on socks in Big? I'm not giving you ideas. I'm asking you. There is always a risk for Big Bazaar. Is there a barcode on every uh, socks that they sell? Every handkerchief that they sell? It may be in a box of three, correct? On that there is a barcode. You will open that, take only one, or take all three, leave the box there. How can Big Bazaar bring it down to zero? They cannot. It's impossible. They cannot. They know this risk. If kerchief is lost, it's okay. If socks is lost, it's okay. Comb is lost, it's okay. They know the loss is restricted to 100, 200, 500, maximum 1000. But in the electronic floor, they cannot take this risk because they know here the importance of value is high than volume. You may say, sir, there is a sensor. If I get something outside Big Bazaar, you will have a system. They will. One Walmart employee gave an interview recently. He posted something on Instagram also, that his job was to check whether someone is taking away any item without having an invoice. And that guy was people friendly. He calls himself people friendly. What he would do, he would check. And then if he sees very basic essentials there in the cover, in the bag, which is not billed, he would leave it. He says people would take no problem. He'll look at the face of the person. Depending upon how they look and how they dress, he would judge whether it's a necessity for these guys. If he thinks, okay, it's okay for me to do social service, he would leave them. After resigning from Walmart, he comes out and gave this. He has recorded his video and it's on Instagram. Then TV guys went to his interview and all of that. And then what was his answer to this? I was never rewarded whenever I catch a thief. So he was angry. How do you take a revenge on Walmart? Allow people to take items. Now, at least in people's eyes, you're a good man. Anyway, Walmart is not recognizing you for good work. Now, people are recognizing you for your whatever you fill in the blank. Good quality. Again, ethics, this, that is one side. According to him, what he did is right. You search Walmart gatekeeper. It was what you say, trending topic. A month back, I also watched his video. It was explaining. I could see if it's a mother carrying a small baby and then there are basic necessities needed for a baby, I would let them go without getting it built. So now If your own employees are doing this, then where is your control system? That means Big Bazaar always has this risk. There are some videos on YouTube you might have seen, even with barcode they can scam. Some very famous videos, I'm sure you would have come across those. With barcode also they can skip. And as I told you, handkerchief, there is no way they can stop this. Correct? So when you know, look at this, all of this stock control. This is what I was talking about. Big Bazaar will not take insurance on vegetables, insurance on FMCG items. Even if there is a fire, they're okay. They're not worried about how much of vegetable lost in yesterday's fire. They will check what happened to fourth floor. I have electronic items there. So high insurance is taken there. More CCTV camera there. More sales executives there. More customer care executives there. Sometimes only that AC works. The vegetable shop AC also is not working. They're not bothered also. Because they know here we are not getting good margin. We started with grocery items, vegetable items. Big Bazaar doesn't want to leave those items. These items are not profit making to them. Understand, this is volume based. There it is value based. You go upstairs, you have value based items. Garment is moderate. Then electronic items, high margin items. So all their focus on inventory management, stock control is there. You have safety stock, high insurance, take that. You don't want to take insurance on FMCG items, leave also, the risk is limited. They know they can recover it by selling two more TVs. Entire warehouse of vegetable burnt also 5 lakh rupee loss. They know they will get that by selling 2 or 3 months some of the costly items. So they are not bothered for category C items. In Pareto, it is not A, B, C. It's only A and B, 80-20, 20-80. But in inventory management, we study it as A, B, C analysis, 20-70, 70-20, and 10-10, which is 20% quantity, 70% value. Here, other way around. Pareto has only two, 80-20 and 20-80. And then customer profitability analysis. Again, 20% of your customers may be giving you 80% of profit. Same Big Bazaar example you can keep in mind. So if you want to come with new offers, send message only to those 20% people. Give coupon code only to them. Give referral code only to them. Give them some special privilege card. They get the stock before others. Do it only for 20% people because you know they are giving you 80% profit. Don't focus on this 80% population. These guys will not give you money. They'll give you maximum 20% profits. Yeah. So your focus is shifted when you follow Pareto analysis. Quality control, as already discussed, we did one sum, the defect percentage identification. Yes.